In this video, I'm going to show you how to use custom editors. These are similar to, but more complex than property jars, which we learned about in a previous video. Custom editors handle the entire component. This means we can get information about other properties, selectively display or hide components on a conditional basis, and add additional functionality to the component. These editors can speed up and facilitate content creation, help debug, and many other functions. I've created a custom editor that will extend our custom prefab system to make it more user-friendly and easier to test and debug custom prefabs. It's important to note that editor scripts must be placed in a special editor directory under the Assets folder. Let's take a look at some code. Here we have a ship component that's going to extend an advanced component. We've seen something similar in a previous video. This class is going to define various prefab attributes, defining whether we are required to define them in our scripts. Here, we have 3 attributes that will require definition in our scripts, and we have 2 optional. Our custom prefab editor is going to extend the editor class. We're also going to tag it with an attribute telling Unity that it's a custom editor for the type of advanced component. Make sure your line number 8 is uncommented, like mine is here. When rendering our component in the inspector, we're going to group the properties based on if they're required or optional. The first thing we'll do is on enable, for each field, we're going to group it as required or optional into our serialized property lists. Next, in our onInspector GUI method, we're going to draw each group, specifying the number of required and the number of optional, and drawing each property below. Finally, we're going to add a custom button called Generate Script. This Generate Script button is going to use the advanced component Generate Component Script method. This method returns a string that contains the script defined by the current values of the advanced component. We're then going to display that script inside of a text area box. Let's take a look at this in Unity. Here we have our ship component, where the required fields and optional fields are grouped separately. We still have all our options for showing enums, and we also have this option to generate a script. This is going to generate a script which we can paste into an entity file to add this component to that entity. Generating a script automatically ensures the script matches the syntax defined in our parser. This helps reduce errors. It also saves time by giving us a template if we wanted to erase these values and fill in our own. In this video, I've shown you how you can extend Unity with a custom editor that provides additional functionality and information. These custom editors handle the entire component and not just one property of them. This makes for a very powerful interface for generating content, debugging, and more. This particular editor is very useful at reducing errors and producing templates for components. This is exactly what custom editors are great for. If there's a task that's error-prone or tedious, you can essentially automate it with scripts in the editor.